don't believe me? Look at what I'm doing. I don't even know who I am anymore. But I'm doing this for us and for the team. And if you look me in... I don't know what just happened. I was coming in here to record a podcast, and then I don't quite remember what was going on, and then I'm wearing all this stuff, and I'm eating food, and I've lost my voice. I don't know. I apologize for the weird start to this video. I don't know what just happened. I guess I could edit this out, but I want to document it in case... I don't know, in case I need to prove to people that just happened. That was weird. I don't know what just happened. Hello, we're back. We've got some things to talk about, and we're going to talk about them. We got Brock Bowers on the injury report. We got Michael Mayer needing to come back. We got to talk a little bit about this Colts defense, because I do think, they're 3-1. It might be a little bit of a hollow 3-1. They should have definitely lost to the Denver Broncos, and Daniel Jones is on pumpkin watch. I thought, that's so weird. I feel like I just said that recently. But we're going to talk about all that stuff. Now, I do need to say this right up top. If Brock Bowers doesn't play in this game, that's going to be an absolute problem. And there is an injury report. We're going to read two different articles here. One is about people who should be playing, backups who should be getting more playing time, that I definitely agree with, and it's by Momo, and by the way. But also, we got to just hit on this Brock Bowers injury report real fast. Raiders receiving concerning Brock Bowers update before Colts clash. Here we go. Las Vegas. Oh, wait, who wrote this? Allen, Jurassic Park 3, anybody? The Las Vegas Raiders tight end Brock Bowers did not practice Thursday. Adam Schefter reported after being a limited participant Wednesday with a knee issue ahead of Sunday's game against the Indianapolis Colts. The report, picked up by several outlets, followed a week of caution handling the second-year star's left knee. Bowers first suffered the knee problem in week 1. That sucks, and has managed it while playing. But the issue has popped up in practice windows, earning him limited tags and occasional DNPs. Did not practice or do not participate in practice. Brock Bowers was limited participant on Wednesday, and the team has monitored the situation closely. Excuse me, I got like this spice in my mouth. I don't know where that's come from. His week 1 showing of 5 catches, 103 yards initially masked the severity of the tweak, and the all-purpose tight end has tried to play through the brace on his knee. Across 4 games this season, Bowers has 19 receptions for 225 yards. Decent, but whatever, not great. The numbers still lead the Raiders' receiving core, but reflect an offense that shifted toward the run when the passing game stalls. Those figures underline why his practice status matters to opponents and fantasy owners alike. That matters because the Raiders have relied on Bowers as a vertical threat and chain mover in an offense that's otherwise struggled to produce through the air. When he plays quarterbacks look his way on third down in the red zone. When he sits, Las Vegas leans more heavily on the running game and tight end deputies. Interesting. Oh, the backups. I got you. Coach and team medical updates typically follow the official Friday report and the final game day designation. For now, the Raiders must treat this status as check a cautionary red flag, not a confirmed loss. The immediate concern is availability against Indianapolis Colts. Expect clarity after Friday's practice, and the team's reporting soon. So, for full transparency, I'm recording this on a Friday, so we're going to see. He's probably going to be questionable. Again, you don't want to tip your cap, even if he can play. If he cannot play, that's a problem. And it's all the more reason why we need Michael Mayer back. And I said this in the last video, but it's like, it's so unfair to like build your whole offense around the 2 tight end sets because you've got 2 number 1 tight ends. And we saw how important Michael Mayer was to this scheme in week 1. And then he's just gone. And Ian Thomas has not been that. So I'm not going to harp on it for too long. But we just absolutely need Michael Mayer back. Now, I want to talk a little bit specifically about the Colts because I did a little research on them. But before I do that, I don't have the... Okay, so before I do that, I need to tell you a little bit about the sponsor for this video, DraftKings. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the NFL season is already a quarter of the way done, which means the cream of the crop in terms of the best teams and players are rising to the top. And now is the best time to get involved in the betting scene, and now you can with our channel sponsorship, DraftKings Sportsbook. The promo that we have for you today is that new customers bet $5, and if that bet wins, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets, and all you have to do is download the DraftKings app, sign up, and use the promo code ALLaBorde. There are so many different ways and options to have fun with DraftKings, whether you're the type of person that likes to create the perfect, intricate parlay for an even bigger payout, or just bet on the games live as they happen to add a little more spice and action to the NFL. DraftKings is for you. And I know what you're thinking, what if DraftKings isn't available in my state? That's okay, you can still get in on all the action with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it. Okay, so if a Colts fan stumbles upon this, I don't mean to completely poo-poo, your start to the season, because it's been awesome. But this is coming from someone who's seen Raider teams start out 3-0, and I've watched a lot of football, and I've seen a lot of teams start out 3-0. There was a team with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and the Panthers, and I'm pretty sure started out at least 2-0. Now, the Vikings started out hot, and they never fell off, and that could be the same thing for the Colts. I think Daniel Jones has definitely improved and has benefited from Shane Steichen and the weaponry there and the offensive line in particular. But if you look at the Colts' schedule, this is just an objective point of view. The 3 wins they have, not great. They've beaten a bad Miami Dolphins team. They beat the Denver Broncos, who we don't know if they're exactly good or bad, but, it was on a fluky little penalty call. And then they beat the Titans. Now, they destroyed the Dolphins and the Titans, and look, you play the games you play. But when they finally played a good team in the Rams, they lost. Now, it was a close game, and it was an away game, so it was an impressive loss. And the Colts' pass rush is electric, no doubt about it. But in the secondary, they really struggle. And then against the run, they're not very good either, even though they have guys like Kwity Paye and DeForest Buckner. And I do think if Geno can get the turnovers under wraps, we should be able to have our way with this defense. Of course, you have to monitor Stone Forsythe, left tackle-wise, and Brock Bowers. If both of those guys, if Brock doesn't play and Stone is terrible, we have zero chance, literally no chance. But when you dive deep into the numbers, the Colts haven't beaten anyone special. Again, they've blown people out. I get it. I totally get it. But it comes down to, I think what this game is going to come down to, seriously, because I don't expect Geno to do what he did last week. If he does it again, pull the plug and throw in Kenny Pickett. Like, if you can't keep doing this and expect to win football games. Excuse me. What I think this game comes down to is our defense versus the Colts offense. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the San Francisco 49er game. And it's going to relate to the Raider game. Sorry, my mind is wandering because I feel like I just talked about it, even though I didn't. So that's so weird. The 49ers last night proved that you can beat anyone, anywhere, if you are coached and you have the right scheme. And there is no doubt in my mind, and I know Raiders fans, I know you hate them talking about the 49ers, it's going to relate to the Raiders. There's no doubt in my mind that Kyle Shanahan is an elite offensive mind that can elevate anyone to play above their standard. And I think what's gotten lost in the Raiders season amongst all of this is the idea that our defense has been really good. I don't know if it's been top 10, but it has been really good against the run, really good on third down, and we're getting to the quarterback at least league average. The pass game hasn't been great, but you can't have it all. The issue is because we've been focused so much on the offensive line and is Ashton Genty a bust and Geno's turning the ball over, we haven't been able to give Pete Carroll his proper flowers because I think, in my opinion, just like Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius for the 49ers, Pete Carroll so far with the contribution and the combining of Patrick Graham has shown that he is a defensive genius because we did not expect this Raiders defense to be this good. Now we're going up against a Michael Pittman and we're going up against Jonathan Taylor and a mobile Daniel Jones. We need to find a way to win the turnover battle. I'm going to make a prediction. Whoever wins the turnover battle in this game wins the game. That doesn't seem like that crazy, but it's to prove a point and to shed a light on the fact that they aren't this like Avengers-like team. They've beaten some bad teams, and they lost to a good team. We've lost to good teams. We've lost to bad teams, and we should have beaten a bad team that we lost to. I just think the stage is set for us to have a chance to shock a lot of people. Eric Mangini on First Things First picked us to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Nobody else did. I don't know if you saw that article with all the experts. But I totally get that. I'm not complaining about it. We don't deserve any benefit of the doubt. But the stage is set, and the 49ers just showed the blueprint. And they're dealing with 1,000 more injuries than we could ever dream of dealing with, right? But I do think the stage is set. Now, this is an article by Maurice Moten, shout out to Mo, about potential reserves that he thinks should get in the game. And I couldn't agree with him more. 3 Raiders backups should get more snaps in Week 5 against the Colts. On the 3-game losing streak, the Las Vegas Raiders need to make changes in the secondary and adjust to Brock Bowers, who hasn't been the same since suffering a knee injury. The Raiders have only allowed 5 passing touchdowns in 4 weeks, but they're 23rd in passing yards allowed, so it's a little bit of a balance there. One of their starting cornerbacks is struggling in coverage. Bowers is playing through a knee injury, but he's lost the ability to make big plays because of it, and the offense needs a spark in the passing attack. Head coach Pete Carroll and his coaching staff can address these issues by expanding the roles for a few rotational players. Here are the players. Cornerback Darian Porter, who apparently has been really good in this limited time. In Week 4, Eric Stokes sprained his knee. He's practicing with limitations, which is a good sign for his availability against the Colts. The Raiders should rotate Darian Porter into action as Kayub Kelly struggles on the opposite boundary, allowing a 125.7 passer rating and coverage against a perfect 158.3. That's not great. At the beginning of the season, Carroll told reporters that the team would insert a number of guys in the number 2 quarterback spot, but Kayub Kelly took all 54 snaps. Over the last 2 weeks, Porter has played 26 snaps, out wide. With Kelly's lapses in coverage, the Raiders should allow Porter to showcase his potential before they consider a trade for Seattle Seahawks quarterback Rick Woolen. Interesting. I don't want to read about Michael Mayer because, again, it just depends on if he's healthy. Jack Bech definitely needs to be more involved. Pete Carroll said as much. We just need to get him out there more. Said he addressed that and wants to get Jack out there more often. Said he's ready for it. It takes a little bit of time. Look, especially with wide receivers, typically they don't have a Malik Neighbors type rookie season. Offensive coordinator Chip Kelly has to incorporate the rookie second rounder into the weekly game plan. Kelly can use Bech in the slot or on the perimeter in 3 wide receiver sets. In his 2 seasons at LSU, he lined up in the slot before transitioning to an outside for 2 seasons at TCU. Unlike Dante Thornton, Jack Bech didn't generate much buzz during the offseason, but he can help fill the void in the passing game while Bowers battles a knee injury. Through 4 games, Bech has only seen 2 targets. He caught both for 33 yards. The versatile wideout could be a factor in a matchup against the Colts' 21st ranked pass defense. So there you go. I do think I would like to see Jack and Darian play more. And Pete Carroll has said as much about the strategy of getting the young guys in. He said something along the lines of, you start them out only doing what they know how to do. And once they see that they can have success in the National Football League, then you unleash them. Darian Porter, they've been slowly bringing him along like Jack Bech and playing a limited amount of targets or a limited amount of snaps, getting a limited amount of targets. I think now is the time you're going to see. By the way, even if we were 4-0, I think this would be the case. Now's the time you're going to see the rookies finally step into their own and start to make a bigger impact on this team. Now, I've said this before. If we lose this game and it's not particularly close, even if it is particularly close, whatever, this is a develop the young guy season. The season, in all intents and purposes, is over. You'd have to win the next 2 games, especially the Chiefs and Arrowhead. That's why this Bears game was so freaking important. We'd be 2-2 right now. We could still lose to the Colts and beat the Titans and be 3-3. But I think there's a chance. There is a chance to win this game. It's not a likely one, but the blueprint has been set by the 49ers yesterday, and the Colts defense isn't very good. Daniel Jones is on pumpkin watch, and, only time will tell. So shout out to my $5 and $10 patrons and my YouTube members. You can join all that stuff linked below. The sponsors are linked below. The Discord is linked below. Please be sure to subscribe to Spraft Under Charge to you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. God, that was weird. That was very strange. That was very strange. Okay. What the hell is going on here?